Whether it's good or bad, the Mariners are finally making moves. So, the past 3 years have shared one common weakness. You look at the Mariners, what do they always need? Oh, that's right, they always need runs to be scored. They have top pitching, in fact, they've had it for years. But they always lose, they're never able to make it into the postseason. So, going into this offseason, fans wanted one thing in particular. They wanted this front office to go and revamp the lineup. They already had a top pitching staff, so go and trade some pitchers for some bats. That's what they've done, but going into this offseason, we thought that the Mariners were clueless because they made a lot of stupid moves. Seattle's a cheap team, they're always looking to save money. Well, they managed to do that in this offseason, trading away guys as salary dumps and practically turning into Mr. Krabs. Yeah, been weird, been an interesting offseason. I like what they've done, but I also really hate it. At the end of December, they signed Mitch Garver. Garver's been a catcher for a long time, but as we know, the Mariners already have a catcher by the name of Cal Riley. So why did they sign Garver? They signed him to be a DH, paying him $12 million a year for 2 years. Statistically, he was at the top of the league, putting up a .270 average, 19 bombs, and an .870 OPS. The fun part about him is he walks a lot. Plus, he doesn't strike out. I mean, this guy should be a really nice addition for this lineup. Now, yesterday is when we saw them add on to that. This team went out and traded for Luke Raley from Tampa Bay. Raley's a very intriguing player. At 29 years old, he can play multiple positions from first base to the outfield, and he has a solid hitting ability. He brings the lefty power to the lineup, plus he walks at a good rate. These are his numbers from 2023, and only 357 at-bats. But even after adding those two, they still lost big pieces in this offseason. Teoscar Hernandez, yeah, he's leaving. Jared Kelenic, yeah, he was already traded. Eugenio Suarez, yeah, he was already traded. Raley and Garver are nice, but is the team actually better? That's the biggest question here. Well, they thought it wasn't quite good enough clearly, so, they made another big trade. This time, trading away Robbie Ray to the Giants for Mitch Haniger. There's a lot to unpack there. So, Robbie Ray signed a 5-year, $115 million deal with the team in 2021. He had insane numbers in 2022, but he was out all year in 2023 with Tommy John. He wasn't going to be able to return until halfway through 2024. So, the Mariners saw him as a guy to move on from, shed some salary, go and land yourself another bat. Mitch Haniger ended up being that guy. Now, Haniger is really interesting because he spent 2017 all the way to the end of 2022 with the Mariners. He became a fan favorite across that fan base, putting up a few really good years, but 2021 was by far his best year, hitting 39 home runs in that season, and that's really why they made this trade. Fans love him, plus he had that year, and it was not that long ago. They're hoping that they could get that out of him in 2024. But why did the Giants trade him? Well, it's pretty simple. He had a bad 2023, plus he can't even be in the outfield anymore. I guess he can, but he isn't that great out there. Haniger is also consistently on the injured list, so he could barely stay in the outfield. He's always on the injured list. He had a bad year. Why did the Mariners make this trade? Again, it's just because he's a fan favorite. So you could probably say that they've gone backwards in this offseason to an extent, and these are the stat lines of the players that they lost, and here are the stat lines of the players that they've added. So have they gotten worse or have they gotten better? Salary dumping while trying to make a team better is just stupid. I don't think that it's something that any team should ever do if you are serious about contending. Keep in mind, they didn't just trade Robbie Ray, they also traded Marco Gonzalez. They are both lefties, so now they really have no lefties in their rotation. This leaves them in a spot where they might go and sign a lefty, and I think that there is one that they will sign. That is Blake Snell. It would completely get rid of your lefty problem. He's been spotted in Seattle quite a few times in this offseason. I mean, it is his hometown team. Who wouldn't want to come back to where you grew up and play baseball there? It would make sense on his end. It would make sense on the Mariners' end. This is their current rotation. Very good, but a lefty is needed. I mean, they have the money to do it. I get that he's going to be about $200 million a sign, but he is the productive option if they were to do it. Winning the Cy Young in 2023, leading the NL in ERA, this would give them the best rotation in baseball. There, I said it. I would take their rotation over the Dodgers if they brought in Snell, because they would now have Castillo, Snell, Kirby, Gilbert, and Miller in the same rotation. They were already top 3 in ERA last year as a team. Just imagine what it would look like after signing Blake. With that being said, this requires the ownership actually spending money. After dumping all of those players' salaries, you would think that they have enough to go and spend, but it's all up to them. So far, this has been a weird offseason, but let me know what you guys think about the Mariners. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, and peace out.